Make a motion that we use George Farrell as mayor pro tem in the absence of Mayor Wade. I second that.
Okay. Roll call.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Farrow,
Abstain.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
and the other two are,
Okay,
that's it.
thank you.
Can you second that?
Now I can call it to order.
Oh,
Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Bennett,
Here.
Cornish, Farrow,
Here.
Krumzig,
Here.
Marcinkowski,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Washington, and Belkey.
Here.
Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the omnibus agenda with one addition? And that is an executive committee meeting. Under pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1 regarding the employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body. Their motion. That would be an amendment to the agenda.
What was the closed meeting was?
I'm asking for an amendment to the agenda. Adding an executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1 regarding the employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body. This is at the request of the city attorney.
Yes. Yes.
So you're making the motion,
Make the motion.
Okay. Thank
Marcinkowski,
you. Roll call.
Farrow,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
and Bennett.
And yes.
Thank you. Now moving to the agenda. It's been approved, so now we'll do audience comments. You have 5 minutes.
George, hold on a second, George, technically you approved the amendment to the agenda, so now you need to approve the omnibus agenda.
Okay, we'll do another vote for the agenda. I'm sorry, I had a feeling that was the case, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, and this is a vote on the agenda.
The omnibus.
I'll move the way approve it.
Second.
As amended.
As amended, yes.
Give it a second. Okay,
Roll call.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
So where up here do you want me standing?
Anywhere along this, they usually in the middle is a good place.
Sharon Dial. Just drove by the old city hall, which has lots of cars in the parking lot, but still also has all of the parking signs posted. So it's just, seeing as how you're not using that city hall, just suggest you take all those signs down, maybe even move them here, but that's it.
Thank you, Sharon. Anybody else?
Good evening, Carl Holden. I'm gonna talk about, what I was prepared about the tax levy, but I'm a little confused. The city attorney allows you to add something to the posted agenda. I just thought you could approve the agenda and reorder the business on the agenda. Now you're adding a whole new
This
agenda.
is an item that will not require a public vote, and it'll be a discussion only.
But it did meet the 48 hours public notice, and now you're adding things to a posted public agenda.
We can add a discussion item, especially a closed session with no active,
So there's gonna be no action.
there's no
after the
action to
executive
go with it
session?
after the executive session.
Sure. So now back to my current topic. As a city resident, I'm disappointed. The city pays for the attorney to be here at every meeting. But a couple weeks ago, we were notified that we potentially could have missed the tax levy. This is huge. And the city attorney being representative to other taxing bodies, other municipalities, and not only the council, previous year's agendas, how could we even miss the tax levy? But then, at the last city council meeting, Mr. Belkey, you brought up fewer meetings. I totally agree. That would be more efficient, but then we get caught up. Oh, the ordinances. I mean, I don't understand, and the attorney keeps talking about the ordinances, but we were gonna miss the tax levy. So now, here we are tonight, and I spoke briefly to Ms. Lamar prior to the meeting. I didn't see anything on the website. She graciously provided me some documents. I just feel we as a public, we don't see anything on the website. We don't, there's no screen. We don't have anything. So you're gonna be discussing the tax levy tonight. Again, we missed the requirement to do a truth and taxation. So does the council know, is the EAB increasing more than 5%? It's not gonna increase my taxes if you do a truth and taxation. You're just capturing all the equalized assessed valuation, but now it's too late. And under 1875 of the statute, which was recently amended, taxing bodies must post on the website 30 days prior to adopting, if you're going to do a truth and taxation notice. So I assume the city's not going to do a truth and taxation. So how much of the increased EAB will be left on the table? Those are just some of my concerns. I just feel as a public, and we're trying to attend more council meetings, the transparency, just so the public can understand and can see. And then I also want to add, and I assume we have 2 years that the city's going to be deciding what to do with the city hall. Have you approved an architect, a general contractor, a consultant? I don't recall any discussions to approve any interviews of an architect, of any qualified consultant that's going to be going out there getting cost estimates, getting proposals, what's going to cost to tear down City Hall, what's it going to be, what is the plan? I hope you consider that and are transparent. And I heard something a few weeks ago about, was it Cordy? That you've been discussing? When was that approved? Was it approved by the council? And how are we going to know? I just hope we have some public discussion so the public can understand what's going to be done. So thank you.
Anybody else?
I'll make it brief, Joe Beal.
Yeah.
I've got 8 acres or something down on McAllister Street. McAllister Street is horrendous. We are getting more potholes, more sinking. The street gets tore up for sewers for houses that are being put down there, and the street's not getting put back. I don't think that's the street department's fault. I don't think it's the water department's fault, but somebody's got to be held accountable other than throwing some chat in these huge gullies and holes that is either just washing out coming back. I mean, the city trucks going back and forth are getting destroyed. The guys down there on 606 McAllister fell in that one pothole with their van. Lucky they didn't come up with some insurance and attorneys on that deal. On the new road, we have the hole that's been there for months, to say the least. Can we not do something with that? I think it's been there long enough to figure something out. The manhole that is just to the east of that is way off center or way off kilter now. It's sunk a couple inches. The one at the west side is perfect. So obviously there's still something going on there. Then when you get down there by Caskey's, back and forth through there where they cut through that road and put in sewers, we're just dumping rock in there. It's not doing anything. So is it the builder's problem to at least put something back in here? Again, I think I get that the city is stretched thin on money. So is it but somebody's got to do something. I know you guys have been discussing some of this. I'm sure it's been brought up. I'm just looking for some kind of answers before the city has to start buying rims and front end alignments and back injuries and neck injuries from hitting these things. If some drunk moves that one marker that's over that hole that's right on McAllister, we're gonna start paying for it, and we don't need it. So help me find some solutions. I mean, I'm willing to help out any way I can. Whether it's put more barricades across them, pin them down into the road, to keep them out of there, and throw some hot patch or something over all that rock, is it's just disappearing. So, and I don't know who's responsible, if it's the homeowner or whatever, but when they're digging these sewers, it's just throwing rock back in. So that was it. So I hope you guys can help us out somehow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Older person.
Shoot, I'll try to answer that question right away. Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, whoever these contractors are that are digging up the road and they're digging it up, and let's just say they're all done completely, isn't it on that contractor to repair the road?
Correct.
So how do we, I guess, hold them accountable?
Got on system too.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to try to answer your question. I know what you mean. I would love to go put more rock, but like you said, they don't do nothing. The contractors come in and it's like they know they're gonna do whatever they want anyways, and they're gonna run before we can even do anything. And they're already gone. And then we got potholes out there where Tyrannosaurus Rex is coming up from the bottom.
Well, we already do have a system. They have to pull a permit for that, right?
Yeah, but if they get done, they tuck tail, they run, once they get paid, they gone.
But it's still on the homeowner.
No, this is a home.
Like a contractor,
Yeah.
like he was saying, they would dig under the road,
Yeah.
whoever that contractor would be.
But I'm saying
that
that
as-
the homeowner hires that out.
Yeah.
So they're ultimately responsible for the contractor.
Yeah.
So we know if, that's pretty easy to find out. We're just not finding out. If that's happening, I didn't even know what's happening.
The last two, the new one that was built, and the other one that they redid the sewer. Neither one, and the one's a couple years old, if not several years old, but none of that has ever been repatched. I mean, other than Rob.
And we can't just go tell Cody, hey, go put hot patch up.
Yeah,
One, it's
right.
not us.
Right.
Two, we ain't got the damn money anyways.
I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's Blake's responsibility to be checking on this stuff, because if somebody's they have to have a permit to do a sewer. And then he's gotta make sure it's done before he can even write off on it, right? So. That's just my opinion on it. I didn't know what was happening down there.
Sewer falls under water sewer.
What's that?
Water sewer checks your sewer lines.
Yes, but who does the permitting process?
I can't answer
So I
that,
think the
but
problem is a lot of these places aren't pulling permits is kind of the issue. They're coming in, they're doing the work, they're disappearing.
Well, it takes a few days to do a sewer. So that should be caught.
we had two of them in and out.
Yeah,
8.5 hours.
8.5 hours. Well, the homeowner's still responsible. The homeowner's still responsible.
The homeowner be responsible, just for clarity's sake.
Because if the homeowner hires somebody to do work on their house, they're ultimately responsible for it. So they can go after the contractor. But let's say that the contractor's doing work on your house and they burn your house down. The contractor's responsible, but if your house burns the other house next to it, the homeowner's responsible as well as the contractor. So the homeowner's responsible for it, unless sometimes they might dig up in certain areas to get to a sewer, but it might be on somebody else's in front of their driveway because of the way the sewer. So you need to find that out. But I don't know who does that, but I would think that would be able to be Blake, right?
Yeah, you think.
I would think so. So I mean, that's ridiculous that we've allowed that.
The one house might have changed ownership by now too.
Is that road been completely done all the way down by you? The
No,
new
it's
road?
all- the new road's only done to, not to Herman, it's right, yeah, it's just right, yeah, right there to Herman. And that's starting to, I believe it's starting to sink right there at Herman, because if you literally look at that manhole, where it here, when you look at the one on the west end, I mean, it's perfectly straight. So there is something going on under that ground, and there's gonna be a car going across there, or one of the city trucks, or one of these guys that are driving back and forth, and when that caves in and it's gone. I mean, I check with your attorney, but I'm assuming that's gonna be a pretty hefty lawsuit, there's been a hole there for 4 or 5 months. And you can see this has been going on, and I think that goes all the way down by Maskey's. I mean, if you go down that road, and Mr. Farrell's project is with the bikes and everything, I mean, it's atrocious. I mean, and again, I just had a guy on 50, when he blew out 2 tires on his Tesla and dumped rims, it cost the state a pretty good chunk to replace his tires. So, and again, I mean, I don't think it's Cody's fault, it's not Penny's fault that it's happening. I just wanna know what we can do to fix it from where the road's been cut out. There's hardly any tar and chip on that road anymore, to be honest with you.
So the answer is we don't know yet. And it's gonna take us a little bit of time. Probably would take that long to figure this out. But we probably can't do it tonight. If we
No, I
got,
just wanna make you guys aware that it's going on, because a lot of people, it's kind of the misfit toys down there.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of business.
I think if we got Penny, Cody and Blake together, we could probably figure out a remedy just for this. But we'd have to probably get them all in one room and figure out whose responsibility is for that, because when they're out there doing a sewer line, you can see it. I mean, if you have big equipment out, you should be able to see that. So anyway, that's my input.
Thanks for listening.
Mhm.
You guys have a good evening.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. My 2 cents of input is that I've heard, this is all hearsay. I've heard through discussions with those who know, part of the problem is that there is a lot of, there is some sewer and water leakage there that is washing out underneath the road.
So FYI, I can't hear you over the HVAC.
Oh,
Okay. Anyway, hearsay has it that there has been, some washout underneath the highway, underneath the street. That's why that hole in the street is small, but it really is representative of a larger, area underneath there that has been vacated. And it's probably mostly the city's problem, because water lines, sewer lines, etc., have leaked in that area and washed out. Read articles about other cities where that has happened on a city street, and entire buses have been engulfed when it finally decided to collapse. So, yes, this is something that we really need to take care of and get looking, but we have to get to the root of the problem first. We don't know where that is.
So whose job is it to find out the root of the problem?
That's gonna be a combination of water and sewer and streets and alleys working together.
So is that being done?
I don't know. Penny's not here, so I can't.
Last I heard, it was not being done because we got legality problems on that we're not gonna talk about, obviously, in an open forum.
Okay.
I can tell you, streets did our investigation. We thought it was mine subsidence, we brought people in, that was all talked about, and here we sit. So streets and alleys went as far as we can.
Yeah, we've been told it is not mine subsidence. Because there is a mine in that area. However, we're gonna have to probably fork out the money for an engineering report and get it checked out.
He had a professional come in.
Illinois Department of Natural Resources.
Right.
Mine subsidence for geological.
Yeah,
So did the Illinois Geological Survey.
all right. So
Yeah. I don't know what you guys want me to do. I did my half. I've just been
then it's
waiting.
gonna be water and sewer runoff. I know that we're using more water than we need to for the city. There's some water going to waste and some leakages. So we need to find out, and the appropriate superintendent is going to need to really investigate. And if it's gonna cost us some money, we need to know, the council needs to know, so we can decide where those funds are gonna come from to get it fixed. Cause it's just not going to go away. I can assure you of that from past experience. It's just not going to go away.
To, just to clarify, my understanding is that Charlie is working on making sure, as the chief executive for the city, he is working on having preliminary inspections done to bring to the council to figure out our path forward. It's just we haven't gotten there yet. We're trying to figure out that path forward to bring to you guys to come up with that plan.
Thanks, Luke. That's kind of what I knew, but I wasn't gonna say it. Put it on any one person. It's just hearsay I've picked up from various individuals. So, thanks, Luke.
Mm.
It is a problem we'll take care of. Was there anything else from the audience or anything else from the older persons? Okay, moving on to the rest of the agenda, excuse me. Streets and alleys.
So we got to discuss and approve the Route 4 South Madison Street, the shared use path with the TWM contract. It's what we've been talking about for a long, long time. And then we'll go into the second one. Tony, do you have anything to elaborate, I guess, on
Oh,
the
the
first?
first one. Oh, yeah, and the first, we still on the first. one.
Widening yep, just widening it. This allows TWM to make those adjustments from a regular sidewalk to a shared use path. That'll allow for transportation of bike and people that are walking to be on the same path.
It's the extension we brought to you guys in September of making it
Yeah,
go from 5 foot to 10 foot. This is just making it official that we can go full.
right. This is the contract to actually get the engineer to do it. It is not a recommendation for committee, so we'll need a motion.
I'll move that we approve it.
I second.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
and Crumzig.
Yes.
Oh,
The second item on there, discuss approve Schutz, the D Street intersections at Herman Street, the ADA improvement agreement, stuff that we were talking about again. Cody, you want to elaborate if we have to on anything on that?
It's just, this is a supplement of the Herman Street for, going out in 26 for letting, and then 27 execution of the Herman Street grant that, just kind of helps push everything along. So this is just getting some of the intersection ADA, so for people that don't understand or don't know, if you use certain monies to go through intersections and it's not ADA compliant when you go through that intersection, it has to be compliant. That is part of the process, so. Every intersection that we go through in town, which probably a good majority aren't, we have to bring those to ADA. Do understand that one intersection, a couple years ago, ate about 25 grand. Because there is a formula for how steep you can have your, grants, so bear with us, that's what part of this is to do that study. That way it satisfies the grants that we're using.
okay. This again is a contract agreement with TWM for design. And engineering.
Approve the agreement.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? A roll call?
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Crumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski.
Yes.
Okay, anything else from streets and alleys?
No.
Thank you. Finance.
And then the tax levy discussion, I'm not aware of anything. We'll meet a week from tonight at 6:30.
The tax, so you know, everybody understands there is a special meeting on December 29th to, actually, it's the final hearing and meeting for the tax levy so that it could be passed and get to the county before the 31st, by the 31st. And, without that, we get no money. Hey. Ordinance Committee. First item is discuss and approve amending the ordinance 1619, declaring surplus streets equipment and authorizing a sale thereof. We are changing the receipt dates of sealed bids to be received by the city because of a holiday. The city missed getting it to the newspaper in time for publication. Pushes it back a couple of weeks.
And it will be in the paper for 2 weeks, which will be better than the 1 week we would have gotten.
Right. Thank you. So is there a motion to amend that ordinance, adding the change of dates to it?
Yeah, I'll move that.
Thank
Amend the
you.
ordinance, get that in the paper and sell that stuff.
Since we didn't have a meeting last week,
Right.
we have to do it by motion tonight.
Second.
Okay. So motion's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Crumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
I have nothing for ordinance tonight. I will have things for Monday night's meeting. To begin moving forward on changing or bringing our ordinances up to date. And a few other items that we brought to our attention. Water and sewer.
Okay, we meet a week from today on December 15th at 6:30. Unfortunately, still haven't gotten much back from the TWM, and Hair Plumbing are still discussing their options with, well, not really their options, but how they're gonna go about fixing that lift station. But I don't have enough details on that right now to give out, but they're still in discussion with that. So that's all I got.
Okay. Moving on, cemetery. Your public property,
That's me,
I missed one.
you missed, health and safety.
I missed health and safety.
She's not here.
She's not here either. Oh, you're on, Paul.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you brought up the, city hall. I was a builder for a number of years, quite a few years. So I'm not gonna be doing the work by any means, but I've been looking into what it would cost to tear down that building if we decide to tear down the building. And moving forward, what we're gonna do with it. We haven't talked much about it. We haven't had much time to talk about it because it was imperative that we got people out of that building when we did. So, we're just been running, really kind of running. But I think there's been a good transition, you guys getting into this building, city department getting in over there. I think it went really well. But now we have some decisions to be made on that building, as well as some of the other things. So it's gonna be a process. It doesn't happen quickly. But some things are happening there, but we don't have anything really to put out there yet.
So party or how is involved in?
Not yet. We haven't decided on, we haven't decided. I don't,
But the attorney
To
said
clarify,
was
okay,
doing work and the city never approved it.
to clarify, the mayor within his powers and limits hired Holland to do a site survey because that is within his expenditure limits. We have nothing from Holland. We just met with Holland and they are just looking at it. There's nothing beyond that other than Holland doing consulting work to start looking at that. That's all that Holland has done.
yeah, we haven't voted on anything because that's a pretty extensive process that goes through and we don't know what kind of building, we don't know what property.
Piecemeal, if the mayor's doing this and the council's doing nothing, the council should be involved.
Yeah, I could assure you that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna be piecemeal because but
But you're
it has,
already spending money to Holland.
Well, excuse me. This isn't, I'm sorry, but this isn't audience time.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I did ask him, I did approach him, so that's why he's
Okay.
referring to.
Sorry.
Can I recommend that we put the discussion of city council on the agenda as a item on there every week, just to give some kind of update of where we are? I know Charlie's intention is nowhere near to try and pull something over.
Right.
This is gonna be a very public conversation. It's just a matter of there's a lot of things that we need answers to first. But I think having it as a consistent item on the agenda just kind of keeps it in the forefront, and if we have any kind of update, then we have it then and we can discuss it. Is that something that's appropriate?
it is to have the, under unfinished business, just to have a standing update on, city hall transition.
Yeah, because if we don't do something, within the next, I mean, this is Christmas time right now, so we're really busy and everybody moving the way we did. Very quickly, and like I said, it was done well. If we don't decide on some of this stuff here soon, it'll be 2 years from now that we're still discussing it, because it takes a long time to get the grants. It takes a long time to find the property, if we're gonna get new property, what kind of building to build. And it's just a long process. Even if we had the property today, it would still take 6 months to find a contractor, get them all, it's just the way it works. So, yeah, I agree, that would be a good idea. So other than that, there's nothing for me except, next meeting is on January 5th, 6:30.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there are statutory hoops we have to go through for the whole thing. We just can't,
Please go through.
we're going through them, believe me.
Please go through them and not the other one.
And we'll be discussing this at every meeting, council and committee. Along with another topic.
And it's gonna be good. Gonna be good.
Okay. Personnel.
Was not George, they'll be January 5th at 6:30.
Okay, thank you very much. Have nothing from the mayor that I know of. We have to approve the 2026 meeting schedule. You have that in front of you, proposed schedule. Got the wrong thing.
It was in the attachment.
Oh, tax levy. Nice. I have it here.
I can go over that.
I know I have it. It's printed. I remember the two on it. Didn't get past all these contracts. There it is. Okay, this includes the adjustments to the schedule for Monday holidays. And does anybody see anything on here that might still be a conflict? The committee is separate from the city council. Is there we'll have to do a ordinance on this, or Just
You
the,
just have to adopt it.
just to adopt it? Is there a motion to adopt this calendar so we can get it done?
Well, with unfinished business being later on here. Discuss, approve, changing committee, council meetings and to less meetings. I mean, we might as well tap that into this, or are we gonna entertain this, or are we just going with what we do here, cause. If we're gonna go with this, so be it, but
It's gonna be weeks, if not months, before the decision is made on the committee stuff. So we need to move forward with this. We can always adjust this and amend it later if it changes.
there was some attachments.
All right, given that, I'll move that we approve the schedule.
I second it.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Bennett,
Further discussion, excuse me. Okay, roll call.
I'm looking at it, but, the meetings, it's just scheduled what? Is it posted somewhere?
Yes, right.
It's on our-
It came in your documents.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get one to you, but.
Okay, go ahead.
Bennett, Farrell,
Yes.
Rumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey.
No,
Okay, it passes.
Yep.
Thank you. Clerk. Well, you did the meeting schedule. We did that, didn't we? Sorry, I took over your thing.
That's fine.
All right. Treasurer,
Yes, so each of you should have an attachment or a handout, sorry, that says tax levy on shows the amount that we received in 25-26, and then proposed with each increase what that would actually generate at the bottom of it. As you can see, a increase doesn't really generate a whole lot for the city. First and foremost, I do want to kind of preface this by saying that this is 100% my fault that we're working on this in a hurry and that I don't have a lot of information for you guys. I have been trying to contact the county the last 2 weeks and get more information to be able to give you guys more information, like more numbers. But I have not been successful. I did, in doing all of this, have started working with some other municipalities and found that there's actually an organization that is for the finance people of governments only, and I have been invited to join that and start meeting with them. So we will have a lot more information going forward, and I start meeting with them in January, which I think will be really beneficial on getting us ahead of the ball on some of the financial stuff that we've been missing on. As he mentioned, we can only go up to the 4.9% without having to go out for special meetings, things like that. But I'm only gonna recommend that we do the 3% increase of what your standard inflation rate is. As you can see, that generates an increase of about $8,300. I did the math. We have roughly 2,280 parcels that pay property taxes.
Say that again, how many?
2,280 parcels is what the data that we receive, that we have so far, that's what it says that we receive. So ultimately, it would be about $3.67 per parcel, roughly, because it's not gonna be split evenly, obviously.
Say that again, $3?
Yeah, $3.67 if it was split evenly. Obviously, it's a percentage game, so the houses are worth more and more or less. But as you can see, it's on average $3.67 increase at the 3%, and that's what I personally am recommending. I can give you the breakdown on each of the numbers I showed you guys if you guys would like that, though.
So there's 2,280 parcels, or is it, are all those parcels paying property taxes?
From what
Taxable.
those are taxable.
Those are taxable parcels. Do we know how many parcels are in the city limits?
I do not. So here's some of the things that I've requested from the county. I spoke with the director of finance from O'Fallon earlier this week and found out that O'Fallon has access to a lot more information, and I don't think that's actually they have more access. I think it's from ignorance that we didn't know that we could have those resources. So my hope is for you guys is that in the coming things, and as we go to do a budget for next year and everything like that, we will know exactly how many parcels we have and also how many parcels we have that receive discounts and exemptions of some kind. So for like our disabled vets, senior citizen, freezes and things like that. We should be able to get a report that gives all of that information. It is not something the city has received in years past and that I have access to now, but it is something that I'm working on getting the contacts so that we can have that, to be more proactive and more aware of what's going on with our finances.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's wise to stay on, to not go to the 4.9%, that's for sure, because if there is, since we don't have all of that information, if there is some error in calculation somewhere down the road, and somehow, because in this city, we have, so our assessed valuation is fairly low, that it wouldn't take much to accidentally go over the 5%, then we're in trouble. You have to do all kinds of hearings.
To clarify, the 5% is, what you have to do tonight is approve the specific dollar amount. Of
Okay.
So it's either the 278, the 284, the 287, you have to approve that specific dollar amount. And then that dollar amount is assessed and goes to the AV. So there's, it's a locked in number. It's, so if the AV goes up, it actually probably lowers the amount that is divided between how much certain people pay versus others.
Okay,
So that's the issue here, and that's where the 5% is. If we try to go increase it to,
300,000, then we're in
yeah,
trouble.
or something to that effect, it's based on where we're at here to next year.
Okay, so we'll be in,
I believe last year, from what I could think, what we could gather, you guys, the council approved a 3% increase last year.
yes. So, then we need a motion, and the motion will be for one of those four amounts.
I'll move for the 3%. If we don't, that's what the inflation rate's paying. If we don't do that, we're going backwards.
Stan.
So that would be we need the motion to be for the 287, correct?
287,
134.
So there's a motion to raise the tax levy by $287,134 for the city.
Not raising it that much.
Huh?
We're raising it by $8,000. We're not.
Right, we're raising it by 8,000, but to establish the levy at $287,134. Yeah, you're right. $287,000 would be really jacking up the tax rate.
How can we get this information out to the citizens of Lebanon where they're not thinking they're gonna get a 3% increase on their taxes? Because there's misinformation all the time.
We had that same thing happen last year. And there was on all the social media, there were complaints that our taxes were gonna go up. A lot.
we have a motion, so we need a second.
Yeah, there's our second for the motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Now you can just.
I'm sorry. There was a lot of confusion last year. And there are people who were out there saying their taxes were gonna go up, their total tax bill was gonna go up, that 3%, but it's only on the city portion of it, which is really a small piece of the total tax bill.
If it's, I don't know if it's appropriate, I can look at what our options are that possibly at the next council meeting, I can try and.
How about on the website?
Yeah, or on the web. So the thing is like a lot of people, they're like, oh, my taxes are outrageous and they feel that way. If you look like this, like you can see that is the total amount of property taxes we've received from the city. So when we've had people complain, like I had a lady that messaged me and said, hey, as the treasurer, I would like to not pay for any property taxes for anything that basically doesn't benefit her. And so when I showed her how to go to the county website, and that's one of the biggest things, like I tell people all the time, ignorance is not an insult. It means that you just lack the knowledge. If you go to the county website and pull up your property tax bill and look at it at the very bottom, and it shows the breakdown, and you see that literally your property is only paying a few dollars to the city of Lebanon. Even if you calculate a 3% on that, it still ends up being pennies on the dollar versus that whole amount.
So we can go on the website, our website,
So if you,
and big letters and say, you're not gonna be paying this, you're gonna be paying approximately $3.67.
I can
Excuse
see,
me, $3.67. We have to do something so people see this.
Is there something that like a link that we could put on there that could like direct them to the
Part of the
stuff on?
You can link them to the county site. They would need to be able to put in their own information to get their property. You could go to the county site and look up anybody's property tax.
yeah, that's what I will try to see if there's some kind of educational resource out there. I will tell you from my standpoint of trying to get educated on it all and how it all works. There's not a lot out there that's not like a full blown going to a seminar for an hour type of thing. But I can try and see if we can come up with some kind of educational resource or some kind of thing and maybe even try and give step-by-steps of how do people look at their county bill. Like I said, I don't know if giving that demonstration,
A lot of people don't do that. That's what I'm saying. If we put something on the website saying, you're not gonna be paying, you're gonna be paying approximately $4 more per year for your property that you're at. Nobody's gonna say anything about of that. I can't imagine. But if we don't, then we're gonna have the same problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. In business, you have to do that or else there's miscommunication and people will stop coming to your business.
I can see if there's something that I can find that's some kind of
Yeah.
it's such a complicated calculation and all the ins and outs with the freezes and the military exemptions and all of this, and then I think there's 12 or 13 different things that get taxed in the city of Lebanon. So your library district, your fire department, the school, all of those are separate, and
So
so
maybe we could put from, excuse me, interruption.
no, you're okay.
To have maybe a letter from the mayor. Citizens, this is what we're doing. This is what's gonna approximately cost each household. Merry Christmas, something to put on our website so people can go to that. They're not gonna go to all this, most people are not gonna go to the trouble to figure this all out. But if you tell somebody $3, $4, $5, they're not gonna complain about it. We have to kind of cut this off before, people start to really complain about it, because I know I'm gonna get phone calls if they think they're getting a lot of taxes.
So I'll try to figure out if there's some kind of resource out there, because the other problem is like I said, even given the calculation of an average of $3.67, that's only based on your assessed value.
Yes.
So I don't want to get in trouble for misquoting and saying your tax is only going to go up about $3. And then this person has a $750,000 house and there goes up $5 or whatever it may be, just throwing out numbers.
Yeah,
So I'll work with Luke and see if there's anything out there that we can put out, or how to educate people on it, or what we can do.
Bottom line, if we stuck one person with this whole increase, which we're not gonna do unless somebody wants to volunteer.
Yeah.
That person would be out $8,360, which, I mean, that's some money, but. That's all.
Are you volunteering tonight?
I am not. I'll make a motion that you volunteer. Anyway.
We have to get some money in this town or we can't do anything. It's just the way it is.
You reach out to Kevin Schmidt, State Representative, District 114. He does a seminar every year on how to look at your taxes and will tell you how to lower them if there is a way to lower them. I highly recommend talking to him. His contact information is out there. Google it, Kevin Schmidt, District 114. He'd be happy to talk with you guys. Taxes are kind of tricky, but he's there. Use them.
We could probably get him to come up here and sit for a day. He's always usually willing.
I think, it's even on your bill, isn't it? How much it went up one year to the next.
Yeah, it has it on there.
And it gives the breakdown of
Yeah.
all the different, are they considered entities, whatever the different things are that tax you, taxing bodies.
It'll always show that it's in the order of amounts you're paying, and the school district is always at the top of the list. And we're actually near the bottom.
We have one of the lower municipal rates in the county.
Right.
George, could I just say something real quick?
Sure.
Taxing districts are submitting their levies now, right? But the county doesn't set the final tax rate, not dollar amount, tax rate for each taxing district until March. And they factor in the multiplier, which changes everything. So be careful quoting any rates now, because you don't know what the rate's gonna be.
No, it's gonna be variable. This is just an estimate.
Right.
It's always an estimate until you pay it.
People are pay $3 more, then that's gonna be out there and that may not be accurate.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's an average of $3. That's not $3.
Yeah.
It could be less, it could be more. So we gotta be careful. I agree, we have.
And
to
that's
be
what
careful.
worries me about
Yes.
putting some kind of educational piece out there.
Yeah.
is-
But you put a number that
So you-
people cling to. Is that
Until you
number-
get that rate, when you
I
get
get
the
you.
rate, then you can put more stuff out.
Yeah.
I can definitely put something on the website though, just a link of here's how to get to the county and look at your tax bill and see how your taxes are divided. I think that's not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Cause they'll be seeing that the library district is gonna increase and the school district's got its increase in there and they're all coming together. And they're all gonna assume that's on the bottom line. So
So we gotta move.
you gotta pull out, you gotta be careful how you put it out there. Believe me. Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. You ready to vote? Roll call, please.
Farrell,
Yes,
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes,
Smith,
Yes,
Belkey,
But I abstain.
Bennett. That's it.
okay, thank you.
A couple other things, if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so first, I wanna stress the importance of the meeting on the 29th. I know it's not a normal meeting. I have to have a quorum so that we can get that to the courthouse, so it's very important if for some reason you can't be here, you let us know so that we can make sure we have enough to get everything done that we need to get done. Another thing I just wanted to mention, last meeting, I mentioned how our employees, what they did in our moving process and everything else. I wanted to give you guys a final. So the total estimate that you guys approved was $4,130 for our moving company. That total invoice came in at $2,360. So by our employees doing everything they did, and the steps that we took to minimize what they had to do, we did have a huge savings. So I wanted you guys to, I finally had a formal number to share with you guys on how awesome that was. This week I have meetings scheduled with 2 of the supervisors. Next week I have another one, to start amending the budget. I was trying to have it for you before the finance meeting on Monday. I will probably have a portion of it, but not all of it. But so if there's anything that you guys, when you're looking at that, if you've noticed that there's things that we don't have in there and things like that, I want to try and get this down to where we can operate like a business, that literally our supervisors can be held accountable to a budget and know that that budget is going to be realistic, and we can, you guys can have actual numbers to work with instead of us shooting from the hip so much. So I'm going to try and get that down to the penny as much as I can. And obviously trying to work in capital improvement for whatever, we know whatever's coming with City Hall is lots of money. So I'm going to try and see what a bulk of what we can set that aside for. Also the other thing, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Luke about this, but through the moving process, one of the things that I found is that we don't have any kind of card as a city. So what that means is any kind of like, so for example, Amazon, if you have a business, I have a nonprofit as well. I have a nonprofit Amazon account. And so I can go on there and I can order supplies and I don't pay taxes on them, but you have to have a card to be able to have that account and to be able to charge those items. We have things that come up here in City Hall and even with our other employees for their uniforms and things like that, that we are paying very high prices for because we're having to purchase from somewhere that allows us to have a charge account. I would like to recommend, I talked to Bank of Springfield with our new relationship there. They have what's kind of like an internal credit card. So it's not a credit card, it's a card that allows us, it's not linked to a bank account. So if it gets compromised, it's not linked to any bank accounts, but it has to be paid in full at the end of each month. So it's not a credit of us carrying any kind of limit. And it has usually a limit of like $2,500 to $5,000. But even like paper, folders, filing, sorting things that were significantly cheaper on Amazon, our door locks, for example, I got our door locks for $40 cheaper than anywhere else that I could find around. And so I ordered those off of Amazon myself and then had to ask Michelle for reimbursement. Well, because we don't have a tax-free account, I had sales tax on those, that if the city had an account, we wouldn't have to pay. So just little things like that we're wasting money on that I think will add up to a bigger number than what we realize. So in our next finance meeting, I would like to propose that we get approval and get an ordinance drawn or whatever steps we need to take to be able to allow the city to have some kind of card be issued so that we can use some of these online platforms and be able to do things for employees to be able to place order for things tax-free at a more competitive cost than what we're paying right now, because we're overpaying on way too many little things.
Yep, thank you. We have not completely, if you have anything else, but, the city does have a charge card for gasoline. And that's a limited card. And it drove me crazy during COVID. Because the city did not have a card. And I had to charge the Zoom to my personal card and get a reimbursement. So no matter how you cut it, I was paying interest because I had to put it on a credit card. So the only way you can get Zoom is on a credit card.
And Amazon's the same way. You have to
Right.
have a card linked to it for your annual subscription and things like that. But just in the little things we found through the move, I think we could save substantially on the little things. And like I said, even like uniform things and things like that, that the guys, they have to go to a place that has a charge account because they don't, or they're buying it with their own cards and we're reimbursing the taxes they paid on it. Instead of us having a place that they can come here, whether it's Paul or whoever can place the order, but we can work that out. But I would like to be able to get approval for us to get a card issued from the bank. I do think Michelle looked into this in the past, and I think the issue was that our prior relationships wanted it tagged to a social security number of one of the city employees. And none of the city employees wanted their social linked to everybody having access. Which is understandable, but that is not how the card process would work with Bank of Springfield. So.
Thank you.
That will be coming, I will have that, and I would like that to be on next week's agenda for us to discuss so that.
And
we can
committee
get
hearing.
that going.
Yeah, that's basically a charge card. That's the way American was
Yeah.
used to work, was that you paid every month exactly what you charged.
Yep, and that's how it'll be. It has to be.
And a lot of department stores carried charge cards. And my wife discovered those when she was in high school. And but that would be a good thing. I would really support it. From my view as a Calder person.
Yes.
And I think that's all I have, so.
Thank you. Attorney.
The only thing to kind of on the building stuff, one of the issues that we have is there's some of these types of meetings and things that that can't be done in council chamber. They can't be done with notice. That's why there are things that cannot be done 100% in council. There have been preliminary discussions about what to do, what steps to take and those kinds of things. But based on the discussion here, I need to make sure that the council doesn't have any objections to me and Chief and Jessica working with Charlie to help do that preliminary legwork to then be able to bring that information to the council. Because otherwise, if you want step by step, every piece of that to be in front of the council, I'll be honest with you, it's gonna be slower and it's not gonna be feasible on some of the things that we're talking about.
Like I've said, we always pay department heads to do preliminary work and all the research and bring us the recommendation for the final product. Or what should be the final product. I think that could probably apply to the preliminaries on the move and potential. Yeah, what are we gonna have? We're gonna have our own building, we're gonna rent a building, we're gonna remodel, we're gonna tear down and rebuild, we're gonna build a new place. We all as a group cannot be making those decisions. The mayor should be able to bring that to us. And advise each of us separately, or whatever, what his thoughts are.
Did we have one closed meeting a month to deal with that?
Yes, we can
Oh, yeah.
make sure to regularly have closed sessions to discuss the possibility of purchasing property. Building, those kinds of things. We can't have a closed session to discuss that. But we can also have an open meeting to just kind of give updates to everybody as well.
Right. there needs to be an open meeting, there needs to be an open meeting item on the open meeting agenda that is an update. But at that update, we don't, if we're looking at a parcel of property, we just say, we're looking at a parcel of property. Or we're just because, like the mistake that was made for the school district, when somebody in the committee I was chairing popped up and said, oh, that place is for sale down there, we should just move there, and the price went up the next day. So. We gotta be careful.
There's definitely a balance of we want to be transparent and we want the community's input and then a balance of not showing your poker hand before it's due because there are little things like that. But I do know that Charlie, myself, Luke, like there are a lot of conversations and it's not that we're trying to make a decision, but it's just research of trying to, before we come to you, I don't want to, even with anything, we present something, you're gonna have questions. Well, I don't want to sit here and be like, I don't know. So I would rather have as much information as we can before we come forward.
Thank you. Anything else from the attorney?
I don't believe so.
Okay, moving on to department heads. Chief?
Everything I have is for closed session, but I would like to add just to that last comment. I'm going through this process before. There is a time to be transparent, but at the end of the day, by the time, whatever we bring to you all, no different than when I just gave you the information, because I'm not an expert on a house or a building or nothing. I just gave you all the information. You guys are making the decision. It ain't me. And ultimately, the public's gonna know anyhow, because you're gonna have to go to the public. So when we start this process and we gather what information we gather or whatever that may be, and you come and say, no, we don't like plan A, well, now we go to plan B. And that's how this is gonna work. Just be patient is all I would ask. But everything else I have is in closed session. Thank you.
Okay. Streets?
I think the only thing I have to add, Jessica, I'm glad we're looking at getting a card because, to your Zoom meeting, I paid $1,000 bill out of my personal credit card for a city truck to come back because we didn't have an account. So I'll be very excited not to be paying that bill anymore.
Our employees are having to do that too often, which worries me in itself. So we shouldn't be having to put, especially our supervisors, shouldn't be have to put in that position.
I have a card for the city. Just let you know, like I
Personal.
got a card in my name. So that way I could get stuff for the city, PPE, whatever we need.
I didn't know.
It should be on your should be going against your personal credit for city business.
Get that, but.
Okay.
But it ain't.
Guys,
I know.
not safety equipment, do I just tell them to go home?
Yeah.
You're paying them, you gotta be.
Okay,
there.
thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else on streets?
Nope, just tired.
We're all tired. Water? Nobody here?
He's over here.
Oh, nothing for water? Thank you. Inspector? Not here. And that brings us to approving, changing the committee council meetings. I don't think to be very frank, I don't think we have enough information yet to continue the discussion. We'll be prepared to discuss it next week. New business. Somebody has on here, they want to discuss Waste Management's response to missed pickups during the week of December 1st.
That would be me,
Okay,
because I fielded all the calls. 3 of us did. So, weather was a problem, okay? Now they're waiting a week and people are calling in, a lot of calls, complaints. And the one thing that I didn't like hearing, they kept trying to call, they're not really supposed to call City Hall, they're supposed to call Waste Management. Almost 100% of the people couldn't get through.
No.
I tried also and couldn't get through.
Yeah.
I talked to the representative and they're gonna look into it, but I said, what you need to do is offer credit. And I say more than a credit, because to me, if I have a trash toter full and they miss it, that tells me the next week I'm ready to fill it when they empty it. So 1 week equals a headache. One person said $100 wouldn't cause him to be quiet because you needed it empty. So we're trying to rectify this, because I can tell you other communities complained also. However, ironically, they complained about their carrier and they said, hey, let's check out Waste Management. So it may be everybody. But I just want us to get a better look. I don't care who we use. I care, and I don't know if saving a buck is causing all this customer service nightmare. Maybe we need to spend $3 more a month for pickup. I don't know. I just want to put on the table that it's been a mess. Obviously, winter hit. But I just want us to work with Waste Management, when the mayor, can talk to them. We can figure something out. I don't know when the contract's due, but we just need to have a better relationship and better customer service on their end.
Waste management's garbage. They're terrible. And I'll say that. And if you haters hate it, I don't care. Waste management, you suck.
So that's all I had on that.
Anyway, unfortunately, when this goes out to bid in about 2 years, I think it's been 2 years now. When it goes out to bid in 2 years, we must take the lowest bid.
Not necessarily, George.
Unless we can show their,
I read it, read it. You know it, you go off.
I know. Unless we can show that they're not responsible. Problem is that when we made the transition to Waste Management, which is when we had the biggest complaints. At the same time, we went to Waste Management, another municipality went to the other company. And what? Republic.
Is that what we had?
And they had the same complaints about Republic that our people were having about Waste Management.
And I can tell you, I live in Mosquito, we had Waste Management and we just went to Aspen. And we have the same problems with Aspen and we had better luck with Waste Management. I think it's ironic, but I think. Well, a lot of what it comes down to is the drivers that they put on the routes as much as, I mean. Just anecdotally, we have two recycling cans and a trash can. We put all three out one week. They picked up the garbage can and one of the recycling cans, but left one of the recycling cans empty. So they're just, you know.
So be careful about what you wish for. We've gone through this a lot of times and this is the first time we've done the citywide transition. And we'll see what happens. But right now, all we can do is negotiate and complain and negotiate.
Oh, you might reach out to the representative. And see if they will come to a meeting, because I've had. The other companies that we've dealt with, we've gotten them to send a representative to a council meeting. To answer questions and talk through those issues, so you
Okay.
And we've had that in the past, so you can go ahead. See if you can get somebody to come to a meeting and talk.
Okay.
And it'll be advertised that there's gonna be a person here, so they'll be prepared.
Oh, no. That's not gonna be good.
Okay,
Executive session now.
yeah, moving on, there's no further new business. At this point, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to an executive session under 5 ICLS 120C-2, 122 C1 regarding the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body. There will be no vote following this executive session. Period. So may I have a motion?
That's the right word to adjourn to.
Yeah.
Okay.
to go into.
Go into recess. We're going to go into executive session. I still need a motion and a second.
Hang on.
I motion.
You seconded. Okay, roll call, please.
Rumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
and Pharaoh.
Yes.
Now I take roll call.
Once everybody quits.
Once everybody clears out, we'll do a roll call.
they
You
know.
can open it. I'm in the bathroom real quick.
Oh, you're not.
There's only one, so.
go ahead.
Well, I gotta wait.
This is police, you're not staying.
It doesn't have anything to do with budget or anything?